Hello, Penguin is a tater tot. Yes, you are the first chatter this morning. Welcome. Unfortunately, I don't have any prizes to give out. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to your... Oh, excuse me while I reach for my coffee. Welcome back to your regular weekday schedule. And welcome, obviously, back to Vintage Story, where we are branch mining. Well, hopefully not so haphazard. Although it feels a bit haphazard, it has to be said. And here we go. We are back. It is -6 degrees centigrade, which isn't too bad. Body temperature's halfway reasonable. Do I have food? I have food. I have bread. I have torches, which I am going to need. And what am I doing? Actually, I'm doing all right. I need at some point to try and make another pickaxe, but I'm just trying to orient myself here. Hello, freezing weather. So how is your weekend, Mr. Penguin? Oh. I didn't realize I had 2 pickaxes. Okay, we'll use up the dead one first. And we are after, I think, bismuth. Oh, it's dark down here. Oh, this is slightly scary. And this should be good for, it says, 48 hours when placed. How long does that mean when it's not placed? Do you know what? I am going to be paranoid. I'm going to grab my grass and I'm going to grab my sticks. I don't need the saw. Don't need the peat. Don't need all this lot really, but still. What else don't I need? Oh, I want to keep that. Don't need the boards. Right. Morning, Tony. I can't hear a thing. And I think we were over this way, were we not? This is where we found, bashing our heads on the way down. No, okay, not here. Bismuth. Definitely after bismuth. Anybody remember where I was at looking for bismuth? Let's pick a spot. Nope. Got a suspicion this is not where I need to be. Okay. No bismuth in this direction. And there's the usual Minecraft problem of repeatedly banging your head on the ceiling. Okay, where's my bismuth gone? Oh, hang on a second. What I can do is check the map, can't I? Okay. Well, apparently I was... I think that this necessarily agrees with that assessment. Okay. So... Huh. I wonder if I should be going up instead. Hey, Zen Lettuce! Nope. That way's not doing me any good. Hello, Misfit. Oh, this is infuriating. Let's try they're going down. Progress is being made. Last time I was able to mine zinc, which, if I could find bismuth, will get me into the Bronze Age. Alright, we do have trace amounts of bismuth here. What we're looking at here, those little flecks in the wall, are probably... Yeah, this is tin. If I were to grab this, yeah, you see, I just picked up tin there. So this is my... No, not tin, I'm sorry, zinc. It's not obvious when you have found something. Don't think there was anything in this direction except for... That's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. Oh, right. Yes, we will be returning to the long dark later. I'm trying to make the vacant depot into a viable living space. I keep hoping I break into a cavern where everything's exposed and I can find everything, but I suppose that's asking too much. Well, I'm still dealing with something here. No bismuth down there. The interesting thing is it's saying sulfurite, sphalerite, small amounts, and yet there's actually quite a deposit up there, so I could be almost on top of what I'm looking for. If I understand how the mining mechanic works. Oh, I'm not sure when we set our clocks forward here. I know it's not for a while. One of the things I loved about living in Arizona is we didn't bother with daylight savings at all. I mean, you still had to keep track of it because everybody else was paying attention to it. In this day and age, it's a bit of an anachronism. I'm not quite sure why we bother anymore. To this day, you know, I really don't know why. I mean, it sort of made sense in a, you know, when you lived in a rural, semi-industrialized society. But in this day and age, we really don't need it. Nope. Okay. This is really not working, is it? I'm lost. So this is where my... Yeah, this is where my... what's it? Yeah, hubridum. That's a nicely descriptive term. Well, while we've got a bit of time, I was finding trace amounts of copper down this way, so let's have a little look. No. Okay, I thought there was copper around here. Could have sworn I was finding copper. Where was I finding copper? Nope. Where was I finding copper? It's actually not that bad. You can adjust. It was telling me there were small amounts of native copper down here at one point. Oh no. There's even places in the United States which don't have it. What is it? It's let me see. Arizona and Hawaii don't. Well, I guess I'm making food. Okay, well, that was not successful. And I'm almost broken my pick. Well, that's a valid point. Just to make life interesting, Indian reservations can keep quite different time zones than the rest of the country. And all of a sudden, I need more chests. And I'm back to panning. Where did I put my hammer? And why do I need a hammer, you may ask, for this purpose? Okay, I definitely need to make more food. There's various legends about it, and I'm not sure how many of them are actually true. One kind of version is that it was intended to optimize farmers' activities, so that for whatever reason, because they were up at the crack of dawn, sort of thing. Food. I need food. Hello, little nuggets. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Hope your weekend went well. What am I making? Stew. Wonderful carrot and turnip stew. Well, I learned something. For the geeks. I got my streaming system to mirror rather than use pass-through, which is actually mostly a benefit. It means the two computers are now independent. I don't have to have one booted. For pass-through to work, I have to have the streaming computer running and then boot up the Linux system, which is okay. If I'm doing screen mirroring, I don't have to do that, so there is an advantage to screen mirroring. So I got that working, which, as usual with Elgato software, basically was the Elgato software is interesting. But then I learned something else interesting about screen mirroring, which I kind of sort of knew-ish, and that is if you are mirroring one screen to another, you have two basic requirements. The first one is obvious, the two screens being mirrored, the screen being mirrored. Yeah, the screen that is a mirror and the mirrored screen should share the same resolution. That one obviously almost goes without saying. What I didn't appreciate was that they should also be running at the same refresh rate. If they don't run at the same refresh rate, you can get the system will try and force the primary screen to have the same refresh rate as the secondary, the screen that's doing the mirroring. And when that happens, you can have stuttering and artifacts and blanking, which is not desirable. So that was something I learned. And in Linux, mirroring can be tricky if you're running more than two screens. But I found there are ways of sorting that out. That's not hugely onerous if you're a Linux user. Fortunately, I found a graphical app which is basic, but does what I want. So I'm happy about that. Right, I need copper. Because I need to make another... Oh, grief, I need a lot of copper. I need another pickaxe. I need another prospecting pick. So if anybody there is doing screen mirroring, there you go. Make sure your resolutions and refresh rates match. Otherwise, you could run into trouble. There you go. Technical advice at 5 a.m. in the morning. But the Elgato software is not what you would call the most robust thing in the world. That's what you do to fiddle with your capture card. And yeah, it'll say things like no input detected, even though OBS is clearly showing the input from the capture card, which is, yeah, the first when that happens, you start questioning your sanity. Trying to use the Elgato software is a bit like repeatedly banging your head against a brick wall. Eventually you can get it to work, but yeah, it can be frustrating while you fiddle. The other system software that always infuriates me is SteelSeries. I hate the SteelSeries software. Never seems to work for me. And I am using SteelSeries product here, and I was very reluctant to do so, but they came so highly recommended, and I'm very glad I got them now, but I don't think I can even persuade it to upgrade the firmware on the things. And I've had that problem before. Very irritating. And I'm sure if I were to contact them, they would say, oh, you're doing something wrong. You know, are you using our cables? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. And they don't make any difference. What time is it? Is there anything I need to do outside? Not really. I just need to make sure. I just need copper so that I can go back and get copper. A good patch of copper would be awfully handy, it has to be said. But I do need more pickaxes. Another pickaxe and another prospecting pick would be nice. And another hammer, to be honest. Add more chests. I don't have any spare bars, do I? Don't think I've got any spare copper. I put it all in the... Oh, I do. Okay, I could do something with that. I don't want to do this. Okay, that will speed things up. That'll allow me to make one thing. So yeah, finding a source of copper should probably be regarded as a priority. It's a shame you can't blow big holes in things, but I suppose it's... I don't know. Can you? I can't remember if you can make gunpowder. I think you can make... I think you can make fireworks, but I don't think it allows you to make explosives. Even though you've got the materials for that. One thing I could do is do a bit of active resurfacing of things, for which I think I would need more clay. So much to do. How was the rodeo, little nuggets? So I do need to think about what I'm going to do with this slot, because I can make cobblestone out of it, and if I have to make cobblestone, what would I do? I would resurface a lot of this. -10. I also need to think about where's my there. I need to think about irrigation. Does anybody know how far away soil has to be from water in order to stay irrigated in this game? About 3 blocks. Thank you, Sam. And welcome, Sam. How you doing? Three blocks. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a 7x7 plot with water in the middle. Okay, that's something I should bear in mind. No, it doesn't tell you. definitely need to find a better source of... Great. Now that I've got a warm backside, let me go and start planning this. So if we say this is going to be there, that is... So 1, 2, 3. That's actually a fairly substantial area. How close to... This is... Oh, that's medium. Yeah, I don't want to get that close. I need to have a pathway I can walk up and down. And I should do that. So we can say our edge of our farm, this end is here. And here, so that would mean... That would mean I'd need a hole here, wouldn't it? Nope. Hang on. Yeah, so... that would be something like that, and that should keep everything irrigated. That way, and this way. Should do, shouldn't it? I mean, that's the basic principle. I can live with that. That's worth knowing. Well, let's see if we can't get that sorted out. Something to do while it's bright outside. Oops. Yeah, something like that. In principle. And yes, I'm getting this all sorted out now. So 1, 2, 3. Then we would need to go 1, 2, 3, and we need to go 1. This is familiar to Minecraft players, isn't it? The repetitive and obsessive counting. Yeah, that's not too bad. I can live with that. So if I have a choice. Yeah. I mean, I know it'll freeze over, but hopefully it'll unfreeze. Getting ready for spring. that's progress of a sort. I ought to do this in a creative world, really. Investigate all this kind of thing. Oh, hang on one. No, that was wrong. Need to head that way. Oh, it's okay. I was planning on expanding things anyway, so let's start putting in a few paths so that I know roughly where I'm going. I need clay, I think. Do I have clay? I thought I had clay. Did I use up all of it? Looks like I did, which means we need to do a clay run, which means it's a bit late arguably in the day to be doing that, so okay, tomorrow. I need to make bread anyway. Yep, I definitely need to make bread. Do you know what I completely forgot? No, I didn't. Right, I definitely need to do some cooking. So, paths, yes, I think. Oh, why am I doing that? I ought to be cutting down the grass. Never mind. So we'll start putting paths in, not so much for decoration as for sheer practicality, I think. To show, okay, this is where you walk, and yeah, this sort of thing. Start actually doing a layout, but my nearest clay is over that way. And yeah, it gets dark early. So we will do some cooking. I need, thinking about this now, I need dough, I need a pie. Yes, I do like making pies in the game. I need 20. It's going to be an easier way of doing this. 24. It is slightly scary that that's all the food I've got. And that's it. If I run out of that and it's not spring, game over, man. I'll start doing Bill Paxton impressions. Well, what was Bill Paxton's character's name in Aliens? Oh. I can't remember. I remember some of the others. I mean, Hicks, of course. Dietrich, Frost, Wispowski, Gorman, Apone. Can't remember Bill Paxton's character's name. And there's probably younger people out there saying, what on earth is he talking about? Aliens. I know, 1980s movie. Why would you watch a 1980s movie? What was it, 1986? Firewood. I need firewood next. Oh, here we go. Why you can't use peat in this, I don't know. Would have thought it would work. I've gotten into the habit of sort of staggering the torches out so they don't all go out at once. That should allow me to make quite a bit of cobblestone, actually. I could do with another table to put things on. Don't know how effective bread is made from spelt. I know at various times they've, for various reasons, tried to expand the dough used in bread with various means. Some are more successful than others. I suppose the point was that they actually did get nutrition into people. What have they tried using? Flour made from dried peas, rice flour, all because the cost of rye or whatever it was they were using went up through the roof, so they needed ways of keeping the bread going. Potato flour, obviously. Some of them work better than others. In starvation situations, people have been known to take the inner lining of birch bark and grind that up into a flour. The thing about that is it doesn't actually do anything for you, it simply bulks up the flour. So, because human beings can't digest that, it's basically cellulose. You're basically eating wood. And I don't want this to be charred bread because I don't think that's as nutritious, so I don't want to miss my opportunity. So I'm guessing rather than go trying to hunt for bismuth, I should really try going hunting for copper down there, because I know there was native copper on the surface, so there should be some underground, I think. We're cooking, Tony. Cooking and planning, making, cooking, so irrigation, cooking, planning paths around the paths around the base. I have pies and bread and stew. Don't have any protein. And I need prospecting pick. I need pickaxe. I need to go hunting for copper. I am making bread, yes. We're getting to the end of February. So I don't know how long it takes before planting season comes around. I'm hoping my food lasts that long. And then I will... Oh, and I need to start considering making fertilizer now. Right, so we have bread for a few days, we have porridge, we have pie. Let's see. Yeah. So fertilizer. What does the game have to say about fertilizer? So I can make bone meal. Great for plants, gives you nitrogen and phosphorus. Nitrogen and phosphorus. And what else can I make? Saltpeter. I can only buy. Okay, there is saltpeter soil. All right. Keep an eye open for that. Potash. Water and powdered sylvite. What is powdered sylvite? I have not seen that at all. Okay. Compost, which is rot in a barrel. How do you deliberately rot stuff? They're perishing everything. Looks like you can Actually, what have I got that I can safely allow to perish? I'm surprised these are going. I don't want to use that up. I mean, to be honest, hang on a second. What does this say about... So you can... What I need is something which is nice and abundant that I'm not actually using. Termites. Termites? Yeah. I've got some dryad saddle. So actually, What I could do later on is put aside some crops specifically to perish so that they will rot. And I am not using the Dryad saddle at the moment. So I could, I suppose, put that on the ground, couldn't I, and leave it to rot. And I can't put it on the ground. Fresh for 1.4 years. Yeah. That's probably because it's freezing out here. Oof, cold. Okay. Hunt for copper. Okay, I've got food. I got that. I need another prospecting pick, because that one's going to die on me very quickly. What I can try is, let's grab some of this, see if I remember if this is correct. Grab my clay and my... Yes. Okay, that's useful. Alright, we'll do that. Because I could always use the building blocks. Shame you can't just put that in the middle and get something. Can I use the fire clay for similar purpose? I can. Alright. I can always make more fire clay. And that uses up some of this stuff. So I can now go and use that to make parts later. That's the whole idea at any rate. So that I got some idea where I'm supposed to walk and where I'm not supposed to walk. And I know that does not necessarily sound... I just want to delineate paths so that, you know, you come out here and there's stone and, yeah. It's a decorative thing rather than a practical thing. So, copper. Do I need to warm up my backside? I do not. That's useful. Let's just reassemble some stuff into suitable areas. Need to replant that at some point. So I can make bone meal. That's the good news. And I don't need to hang on to it. Do you know what I want to do? Let's try a little experiment. Let's grind up a few bones. Just 4 should do the trick. I want to see what effect it has on this. Right, so we got bone meal. How do you apply it? Let's try something here. Let's make a temporary hole. So medium fertility soil. Now, what do I do? Nope. Do I have to hoe it first? I do have a hoe. So if I hoe that... Okay. Ah, look at that. Hmm. See how that works. That's our test patch of soil. Oh, I've got spare granite grumplestone over there. Can't remember why I had that. The other thing I'm going to be curious is, does this... It says 40% moisture. This is not a water block, of course. So I don't know how that's going to work. Right. I am going to take a quick break. I will be back in a couple of minutes. One thing I saw over the weekend, and I've seen it before, in Manchester on the sides of the buses, they do advertising for various things. And they've started putting Mr. Beast's face up alongside Amazon because they're advertising the Beast games. And I don't know about you, but I feel slightly nauseated by the fact that he's there. How do I make a table? It's really kind of weird. I want a small table. Oh, just boards. Okay, I can do that. Maybe I'm being unfair to him, but it's got that grin on that makes him look like a psychopath. I swear it's the kind of smile that somebody's trained him to do. Yeah, that smile is creepy. I have a suspicion, but I don't know for sure, that someone basically said you need to learn how to smile. Here's how you're going to do it. But it looks fake and off-putting. It's quite disturbing. Right, where are we? We are getting colder. It is cold and dark and miserable outside. Hey, Crow. Yes, I did. I went to my favourite barber in Manchester. Same one my son goes to. In fact, my son introduced me to them. They're pretty good. So, yeah, haircut, shave, neaten up the goatee, you know, that kind of thing. Make me look slightly more presentable for a brief time. I won't have to bother going back for several weeks. I just take and tell them, basically they shave my head and it's already come back as a buzz cut in only a few days. So, yeah. I can't be bothered to shave my head myself. Right. Oh, I thought I'd made a mistake there. I have not. And how is life treating you, Crow? So there is one more thing I want to do. Well, there's a couple more things I want to do regarding streaming. One is have proper background removal. I know how to do it. It just doesn't do it the way I want. It ends up making the entire screen green, not just the webcam display, which I do not want. So that is problematic for me. Oh dear. Oh, great. Well, yeah, I say, oh, great, as if I didn't know this was going to happen. Of course, I knew it was going to happen. And what particular projects are you working on at the moment? Oh, goodness. Is that for things something like computer science? My son had a project for computer science as part of his final exams. He was doing a multiple choice, a quiz program. Um, he got it done. He got feedback. He did the documentation. 90, 100 odd pages of documentation. He spent more time doing the documentation, I think, than he did actually writing the code. All right, that's one warm backside. Right, let's start building our paths just for the sake of something to do like that. So I want a path down here at the very least. I think. Ooh. Huh, I just collapsed my own. Because you need to understand how the code is written. If you want my personal opinion. Oh, I got that wrong. I'm sorry. Probably not during this session, but yes, I will. And the reason I say not during this session is because I have other things to do before I do that, like make more tools so that I can go mining for more tools. Right. So that gives me some nice delineation between various bits and pieces. That's the sole reason I'm doing it. And that's frozen, of course, and that hasn't, for reasons. And this is that's all part and parcel of the... Alright, let's expand things a little bit. And put that there. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's where that goes. Yeah. I probably don't need a farm of this size, to be honest. I just remember the, I won't say panic, the concerns I had with things. Yeah, did I have enough farmland? If I start growing crops just for perishability, okay, that's it for there. So I need to dig some of this out. Excuse me. Oops, forgot to pick up the bucket. There seems to be a rough idea that for good irrigation you need water supply every 3 blocks, which is pretty much what we're setting up here. Okay, that probably wasn't the greatest idea in the world. Oh, now it's permanent water. Oops. Oh, branches. Sorry about that. So I need to dig out all the quick lesson in water flow mechanics here. Ah, sorry. Yeah, this is excessive, to be honest. Don't think I'll need a plot of land this big, but I'd rather have it and not need it. Need it and not have it. Oh, this is getting to be a nice substantial plot. I don't know if there's anything else you can do with low fertility soil, but actually, low fertility soil drops from broken. Ingredients 4. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Daub. Oh. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. This is, yeah, wattle and daub type thing. Soil. Oh, I need sand. Hmm. Yeah, it depends on, do I need dark mud brick for something? Okay. What else can I do with it? What can I do with packed dirt? Packed dirt. Ingredient 4. Rammed earth. Oh. Oh, you can... That's interesting. And rammed earth is just rammed earth. That makes a sort of sense, actually. I hadn't even thought of rammed earth, to be honest. And so that makes... Okay. Is it like this? No? Rammed earth. Oh, right. As if that somehow makes a difference. Okay, interesting possibilities, I think. And I could expand this for berry farming. So I'll have my orchard over here. Actually, what I'd probably do is move this part of the orchard over here. That might make sense. Clear that area out. In fact, you know what? I might do that right now. Seeing as I have the time. Like I say, setting up for spring. Let's see if this works. Oh, I'm getting cold. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll move those berry bushes over here. Just for the sake of giving me space for other things which I would rather have as part of the compound, so to speak. The funny thing is, I keep wanting to, instead of compound, I keep wanting to say conpound. And that's because of the shenanigans of a particularly obnoxious cult leader. Well, he could be worse. Currently active in rural Alabama, Lenox, Alabama. Particularly nasty piece of work called Kent Hovind. I mean, if you've never heard of him, congratulations. I've actually met the guy briefly. Yeah, if you don't know who Kent Hovind is, don't necessarily go looking up. Con man, grifter, general all-round scumbag. And that's being nice. I could use far better, there are other words that I could definitely use regarding this person. Malignant narcissist. Right, let's see if we can't. I am just genuinely curious to see if I can replant these. Just stick it here. I can. That's nice. All right, so let's move this lot. Yeah, this is our line of demarcation, so to speak. And I just sort of want it so that the buildings are out this way. And then the farmland and this kind of thing is in front of me. Comme ça, so to speak. Look at me getting all organized. Oops. And then later on, yeah, we'll expand on this. And I can just go straight up and down. How wide have I got this? Do I want to start counting? Yeah, so over here the sort of plan is if I need... well, there's the lake that's right there, unfortunately. But if I need new buildings, I can stick them out over here so that everything's... You know, they will call it a farmhouse. the farmhouse and associated structures are sort of all in a line. That's my general idea. Oh wow, that's I need a screenshot for the day. I know my screenshots for this all tend to be pretty much the same, unfortunately. So I still need copper. I still need a lot of copper. Let's put things away. Why do I get the feeling... Oh, that's burnt out. You really ought to be able to use things like grass and other vegetation for composting, because you can compost things like grass. Right. What are we up to? Yeah, I'm afraid it's back to the grind. This isn't as bad a grind as some games. If anybody's watched me do grinding in Warframe, for example, actually, I don't think some of the grinding in Warframe ever made it to camera. It was boring enough as it is. Imagine spending hours just doing the same thing over and over again because you need 150 rune marrow. So yeah, I really need to find a decent source of copper. Something that'll get me stuff faster than this. And there are traces of copper in the mine, so I ought to try and find something. And for that I need pickaxes and prospecting picks. The irritating thing about tilled soil is you can't pick it up. At least I don't think you can. And the other thing that occurs to me is the bone meal doesn't go a heck of a long way. So here's a question. Can I somehow... Is there a way to make this useful? Nope. Okay, I just wanted You can cover it up, but it stays exactly the same. I was wondering if it was going to do the Minecraft thing where if you cover up tilled soil, it becomes regular soil. Apparently I need pie. Oops. Don't want to take quite that much. Oh, I was going to say, where did my bread go? And we've hit February. It's still cold. I'm almost looking forward to planting season. I've never played oh, what's that farming simulator that everybody loves so much? I suppose this could be interpreted as being a version of that. Oh, what's it called? Stardew Valley. There you go. I wonder if you could. I don't know the details of Stardew Valley, but I wonder if you could play this as if it were, or set it up so you could play it as Stardew Valley on a multiplayer server, except with bears and wolves. Ooh, now that I think about it, and don't ask me why. Game mechanic, greenhouses. Let's see. Maximum roof must be 50% glass. Let's see what 10 glass you can make it, because I can actually make glass. Walls can be made of material and can be shared between, if you use glass slabs for the roof or walls, the base or main flush side must be oriented inward. Because I'm wondering if I could say, you know, the mine area I've got over here. I'm wondering. Yeah, you can't see. I'm wondering if I can glass that over and use it as a greenhouse. Does it have to be? Does that qualify as a greenhouse? Because below ground is disabled. But if I put a glass roof on it, is that no longer disabled? Well, that would be interesting, I think. I suppose the thing would depend on how it models lighting. I've got absolutely no idea how lighting affects growth. Yes, there is a mechanic for greenhouses in the game. Extends your growing season by essentially giving you a 5 degree centigrade temperature boost. So when the ground's frosted outside, obviously, until the greenhouse reaches 0 degrees, you'll still be able to grow things. But yeah, you can. I'm just wondering to what extent I can get away with messing around. Actually, one thing I just realized, one thing I really ought to do is isolate my flax plants and really, really expand on those. I do have flax seeds, don't I? Where are my flax? Where's my seeds? That's carrot, rye, flax. Ah, cold resistance until my... Oh, look, I didn't realize this. Look at the cold resistance. Huh. Yeah, I definitely want to set up a separate area for flax. So I can get twine and things like that. Starting to plan. I'm slightly surprised they don't. I haven't got barley or oats. Because those are hardier. Maybe I have to be further north for that. Yeah, I suppose I just say if I go further north. Where's further north? Yeah, I don't really know what's further up this way. This is my spawn island. It's where I return to. So assuming this is south, that will... This area would get warmer. And up here should get colder and colder as you approach the Arctic, so you might get barley up that way. You know, I ought to just bite on the bullet and make a full stack of torches just like you would in Minecraft. Ah, okay, I'm getting there with the copper. So next time, which will have to be tomorrow, because I can go for maybe another 9 minutes. So next time I can hopefully make another pickaxe, make another prospecting pick, and go hunting for copper. Because I can't be doing this all the time. Although, to be honest, what would I do? I suppose I could just sleep the night away. But this is a good time to do things like, cooking, panning for stuff. And as Tony knows, and Crow, and Little Nugget, as a matter of fact, in about 2 hours, I'll be running the Long Dark. And I'm starting to freeze. So I'll just finish off this. Hopefully I won't start actively dying yet. Wow, I think this is as cold probably as I've ever gotten. Yeah, body temperature is really low. I kind of left that a bit long. Still minus 13 outside. So we'll get ourselves warmed up so that we can start this tomorrow. Hit the ground running, so to speak. I ought to have a look and see if there's a way you can attract animals to your little region, because if there was a way to do that. Now, if you were in some areas, this kind of activity would attract rabbits and deer and this sort of thing. I haven't seen deer in the game, have I? How come I haven't seen deer? That would actually be useful, because then you could set up traps for them. But that hasn't happened. So, yeah, as I say, I'll be back in about 2 hours with the long dark, making the vacant depot in the transfer pass into a more functional area. At which point I need to start worrying about vitamin C. Almost certainly going to happen soon-ish, although I can deal with that somewhat. But yeah, that'll be interesting. The good news about the transfer pass is it's safe, apart from the cold. Although, as I demonstrated, was it last time? Yeah. You can actually do a speed run all the way to the airport and back in the Forsaken airfield if you don't carry anything and just keep going. Assuming the weather doesn't do something unpleasant. So, yeah, I'll be back in a couple of hours with the long dark. Thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for the likes. Much appreciated. I haven't checked my subscriptions. So if anybody watching is not a subscriber, please consider it. I don't know how I managed it, but somehow over the weekend, when I really didn't do very much, I picked up, I think, 3 or 4 subscribers. Which was nice. So, take care of yourselves. I hope you all have a great week. And I will see you all next time.